Alrighty, y'all. This is Blue Collar back once again. Pretty pretty good feeling today. After about 30 hours of gameplay, we are finally doing the last bit of setup on our full-blown wash plant. I call it Tier 3. It's Tier 3 plus some. We're buying a few more parts here, and we're going to start putting them together. Now, your TDJ sluice boxes take 6 miner's mosses and 3 miner grills each. Without them, they don't do their job. So here we're just going through and putting the miner's mosses in, and as I mentioned in my last video, this is where it's about 90% parkour. They did not do a very good job whatsoever with their ladders and being able to reach what you need to reach. So you have to do a bunch of hopscotching around like a daggone frog or a kangaroo to get everything in where it needs to be. Once again, if y'all are watching this, I appreciate it. I am a new channel, so your input would be much appreciated. Criticism, especially good or bad, help me build this channel up better so it's actually something that people want to watch. As you can see, I have my hog pans in place already. In order to set the duplex jigs, you will have to remove those if you set them up as you're watching this video, because the jigs will not snap in with them in place. And I'm just going through. You don't have to pull the hog pan mats out of the hog pans to disconnect and move them. You can move them with the mats in them. As you can see, I elected to use the trailer to haul this load in because the grills are quite sizable. I did not buy enough pieces and parts the first time. I actually shorted myself on the miner's mosses, so I had to get some more of them, which you should see coming up directly. I will be finishing putting those in place on the other side, and we're going to drop the grills in. Now, during my gameplay, once I started actually running and cleaning this, I think I'm currently sitting at 3 of these miners grills that have glitched into this hillside because I dropped them or got hung up or whatnot. That gets kind of expensive considering they're right around $1,000 a piece. Thank you, Code Horizon, for doing such a bang-up job on this game. I know I complain about it a lot. It is a fun game, but it has got a lot of flaws. At this point, I've already went to the store and picked up the remaining pieces that I forgot the first time. Down here by the hog pans, I have the hog pan with pump and hog pan with no pump. I was having a little bit of difficulty recalling which one was required to run on its plant, considering there is a constant stream of water coming down through the wash plant. But at the end of the day, you do need the hog pans with the pumps, which if you did what I did during Tier 1, you already have one of the hog pans with pumps. If not, you're going to have to upgrade your no pump to a one with a pump. As you can see, I also had to buy another trailer tire between the last unload and this unload. Once again for the fuel trailer. Whenever I do the full run and clean out, that'll be the next video. It will be just me running the wash plant and cleaning it out, and at that point we will show you just how much more gold you can obtain with this versus the mobile wash plant per day, that is. Come up here and snap the last grill in place. Alrighty, we are buying our duplex jig. At this point, I only had enough money to buy one. Here shortly, I decided that I'm ready to get this thing up and running, so I actually rented the last 3 pieces I needed to complete this plant, which was a duplex jig, a dump truck, and a big generator. I did a little bit of drilling here. As you can see, this is the gold map. The portion I just showed you is right by the wash plant. It is covered in gold, but we will hit that once the winter weather sets in due to the permafrost factor. So I'm still mining at the back for the time being. I am renting these. You can see the daily rental cost on these pieces of equipment. You will be paying that every day at midnight, as well as your rent provisions to Old Arnold and whatever loans you may have out at this point in time. So keep that in mind whenever you are running your wash plant, that come midnight you need to have enough money to cover your operating expenses. Alrighty, back on the claim. As you can see, I got all the pieces and parts sitting here. We're going to set them. Once again, I'm just using the 5-meter cables. If you're going to buy one set of cables, buy the 5 meters, because you can put pretty much everything in place. As you can see here, these smaller pieces, I could have actually ran the 4-meter cables. If you had a small excavator, chances are you would not be able to lift that up high enough without dragging it. Once again, you see I am having to fuss with this a little bit to get the snap in, but I finally get it. Rigging up the second duplex jig. Once you start running this plant, it will not take you long to start breaking the duplex jig pumps. So I'd say the first set of pumps that you replace, if you can afford it, go straight for the reinforced ones, because they wear out quite quickly. As you can see, they're in place, and now I am putting my hog pan and sluice boxes back in place. This is quite the feeling of accomplishment for me as the player. If you're doing the exact same thing I am, you will feel the same way, I'm sure. Once again, it took me about 30 hours to get to this point. Alrighty, the power generator, the big one, is a little bit different than the rest of the pieces. There is no designated snap point for it. So you can set it wherever you want, but keep in mind you only have so much electrical cable to run without having to use the extensions. This thing is not as hard to rig as a shaker. It has a ladder on each side. Use them. You're going to see me set this on the far side of the wash plant over by the camper. Because most of the plug-ins are on that side of the wash plant. We are. This is just me getting it set right where I want it. Kind of got to watch where you set this. There's certain places that you set it and you actually cannot get up inside the generator. So I'm picking about the most level place where I do not have to jump a mile to get up into it. So this power generator, you can go inside and turn each circuit on individually, or at the end of it, which you will see here shortly, there is a start all and stop all switch. That's what you're going to use most of the time. Now, the only time I go up in there is I will be running a power splitter off of this eventually to power my cleaning machines, my magnetite separator, wavetable, and gold nuggetator. I will be running that on a power splitter which is ran off this generator, and that is the only one I go up in and turn on independently. As you notice, I just left the cables on here. I've got extras, I don't really need them that bad. Alrighty, the duplex jigs, they have slots for 4 buckets under them. The only 2 that actually get used when you're running the plant are the 2 that are directly underneath the duplex jig. The other ones are just extras. I don't know why they have a spot for them, but they do. I was unsure of that whenever I was setting up, so I just stuck buckets there anyways. Later on, I just removed them completely. The buckets are easier to get a hold of and activate in between the duplex jigs. Going forward, I'm not sure how much of this equipment I will transfer to the next claim. I do know for sure that while I'm on this claim, I will be purchasing the next tier up of wash plant equipment, which is the de-rocker, and I would like to say the gravel pumps. The de-rocker replaces the shaker, and the gravel pumps replace the duplex jigs. Alrighty, we're going to start plugging things in here. There's really no particular order to do this in. I just started at one side of the generator and worked my way down the generator and the plant simultaneously. I actually, you'll see me here shortly run back into town to buy the last cords and water hoses and such that I need. As you can see, my money is negative again. The way I get out of this to buy the pieces that you're about to see me sell, I actually sold magnetite, a full bucket of it. Alrighty, just got to make sure you have a thin water hose going to each of your hog pans. As far as up top, you will need a fat water hose to connect water to the shaker. And as you can see, I used another fat water hose to run to a water splitter to run my hog pan pumps. Duplex jigs, they just run off of a low voltage power cable. You're going to see here that I did not have enough cord to reach, so we'll be getting an extension for that. And here we are at the store. The huge water splitter is going to allow me to run this wash plant and my cleaning equipment off of the big water pump. As far as power, depending on how you set up, the conveyor belt hopper is electricity. The conveyor belt is electricity. The shaker is electricity and water. The trommel is another electrical cord, and then of course the duplex jigs are low voltage power cords. See right here where the water hose hooks into the shaker. And we're going to run this cord down to the trommel. That's the other thing that will be upgraded on my next claim. I will be upgrading from the trommel to the reinforced trommel, I believe is the next step. There's the extension. It's basically a connector. It's not so much an extension cord, but it allows you to link two cords together. Plug in the second jig, and we're about wrapped up at this point. I'm going to drag this big water hose up to connect to the huge water splitter. I was taking a slack out of right there because I'm using probably about all the hose that's in this section. You can see I got the fat water hoses laid up here, ready to connect. There's a water splitter. Another thing you'll see in my actual wash plant run that I'm doing next, I moved all my cleaning equipment and added the gold nuggetator. It will all be down below where all my cleaning stuff is going to be. As you can see, we have water clear out to there. There's the power switches I was telling you about. The top ones start all, the bottom ones stop all. And we're going to go over here. As you can see how much power each item requires. you're not going to run this on small generators. Got power to the duplex jigs. And that is your full-blown wash plant. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Enjoy your day.